Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my current draft for Game Week 1, so if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your Game Week 1 team looking like, subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, I've actually changed my goalkeeper now. I've gone with Fleck, and of course, this is early days. He is going to be the new Brentford keeper. We just don't know if he's going to be the number one if Raya leaves. Obviously, if Raya leaves, then it's likely he will be the number one. But if Raya doesn't leave, then he's probably going to stay as the number one. I do have a bit of money in the bank, so this is easily changeable, but as of right now, I think he's a decent 4.5 mil keeper, depending on the circumstances and if anything changes. Could also go for other 4.5 mil goalkeepers as well. You've got Leno, you've got Pickford, etc. I've gone Flecken just because I think Brentford are a much better team defensively than the other 4.5 million options. But yeah, that could easily change. At the back, we've got Shaw, Estepinian, and Gabriel. As you can see, I've got rid of Ramsdale and I've brought in Gabriel now. There's no Trent either, which again, I'm a little bit worried about, but I feel like getting rid of Trent can really help out the rest of your team, and getting Gabriel in for Trent it's not necessarily like a bad option. Like, I think Gabriel is an absolute steal this season for 5 mil, especially with Ben White being 5.5. Other people are thinking of Zinchenko as well. I do like the Zinchenko pick. I just think that Gabriel is pretty much nailed. He's got a pretty decent goal threat off corners, and hopefully usually picks up a couple of bonus points as well. So I think that as long as it's like a clean sheet and obviously it's like a low-scoring game or something, if it's like 5-0, then fair play. But yeah, I think Gabriel is a very, very good option this season. Like I say, it's unfortunate that I don't have Trent in this draft. It's just that there's not really... I mean, there are drafts out there where you can have Trent, Salah, and Haaland, or Trent, Salah and Kane, or Haaland, Salah and Kane, or whatever, but it just ruins the rest of your team in my opinion. And there's so many good midfielder options this season that you can pick from, all around the same price as well, that it's kind of good because Game Week 1's going to have a lot of variety, but also you can't have everyone, which has always been what FPL's been like, but this season more than most, like, you just generally cannot have everyone, and there's so many good options to pick. But anyway, we've got Gabriel, Estepinian and Shaw have not changed either. Shaw, I think, is one of the best options you can have this season, and Estepinian obviously played really, really well last season. He was always going to have a price rise, but with Brighton's opening fixtures, and he's pretty much a 90-minute man, he's going to be playing pretty much every single game. I just really, really like him as an option. When I brought him in last season, he did wonders for me, especially in that double game week. Well, I mean, in that double game week, he didn't really do anything in the second game, but in that first game where he had, like, I can't remember what he got, but he got like a clean sheet, maybe an assist, a goal as well. It was an absolute performance from him. So yeah, it was really nice to have him in that game week. But either way, that's the back line with Flecken in goal, but that goalkeeper spot can easily change depending on anything that happens. My midfield has changed quite a bit though. I've now got Rashford in, obviously Saka, Mitoma, Bruno Fernandes. Grealish again could easily be Foden, Luis Diaz. There's no Liverpool in this team, which is what I'm also a little bit worried about, but Grealish, as I said, can easily be Luis Diaz. That has to just be a thing that I keep an eye out in pre-season and stuff, because not having any Liverpool, I think it could very well hurt me if they do if they start the season really, really well, and obviously they're picking up points all over the place. There's only really like Luis Diaz that can get in like easily into my team. Like Trent is going to be difficult to get into my team. Salah is going to be very difficult to get into my team. So yeah, Grealish again. Also, potentially Foden could play there. You know, it depends on the De Bruyne injury. There's a lot of other factors that kind of come into play with Grealish. Grealish is the one player that I'm definitely thinking of. Like, it could be anyone as of right now. But Bruno Fernandes, I feel like, as I say, is a definite steal. He has to be in the team. Penalties, 90-minute man, pretty much plays every single game for 8.5 mil, absolute bargain. I have to have a Brighton midfielder in. Mitoma, I think, is one of the better options. It's come to my attention that it's probably going to be Gross that takes the penalties, but that's fine. Mitoma still, I think, will hopefully start the season really, really well. Saka, again, could be Ødegaard, could be Martinelli. I've gone with Saka just because he should still be on penalties, and I just like Saka as a pick out of all three of them. But again, that could be any of the Arsenal players in midfield, really, because they're all around the same price point and they're all really, really good options. Again, Martinelli is a player that potentially could have his minutes managed. That's what we was kind of expecting last season with Trossard coming in, and he did get his minutes managed, but then he went on that absolute spree of just goal after goal after goal, and his minutes generally didn't get managed that much by the end of the season. He was just playing every single game. So whether that happens again, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, that's when like Jesus was kind of injured and then got back into the squad and stuff. So there were other injuries in different departments, but you know, I think Martinelli, he is a very, very good player, but I think he is the most likely option to get like those minutes managed. I can't see Saka coming off early. I can't see Ødegaard coming off early, unless they're obviously winning like 4-5-0. But yeah, that's why I kind of prefer Saka. But again, Ødegaard could also be a really good option. And I've gone Rashford as well. You know, his stats last season were just absolutely ridiculous, and it's kind of between like Trent and Rashford, and I just think Rashford is going to do better than Trent in terms of the start of the season. I know Liverpool's fixtures are kind of like give and take. There's some pretty bad ones and some really good ones, but United's aren't even that bad either, really. They've got, until Arsenal, they've got Wolves, Spurs. I mean, Spurs could easily be a walk in the park as well. We don't really know how Spurs are going to line up. We don't know if obviously Kane is leaving and stuff. That's another situation. New managers come in. Whereas United just seem to be getting stronger and stronger. I feel like Mount will really, really help them. And again, Mount is another option you could generally bring in, but that would also mean you have to get rid of either Shaw, Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes. I don't really want to get rid of any of those. But like I said, I just think United are going to do really, really well this season. I think the preseason is going to be very, very strong. And I'm really excited to see how Mount plays in that team, because I feel like he could be a little bit of a cheeky option, and he's very, very cheap as well. But anyway, that's the midfield. Again, Grealish is definitely an option that could 100% change. And up top, I don't think this is going to be changing. I think Haaland and Gabriel Jesus are just going to be stuck in there. And again, like I say, I could easily get rid of Grealish for a Martinelli, and then also obviously have to get rid of Jesus because I'm not allowed more than 3 Arsenal players. But there's not really any other Arsenal or strikers, should I say, that I want in that spot. For around the 8.5, 8 mil kind of range. There's just not really many good ones. Like Tony would be a great option, but he's suspended. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. And then the bench has also changed quite a bit. Ellis Sims is obviously gone because he has now joined, I think, Coventry. Of course, he will, like, his price won't change. It will be locked in. So if you do want a definite 4.5 mil striker that, you know, shouldn't change price, I think that's how it goes, then he obviously is a good option. I've also gone with Botman again over Mings. You guys said in the comments that Mings is probably going to get rotated quite a bit with Pau Torres or something like that. So yeah, Botman's come back into the squad. Again, I don't like his opening fixtures at all, but for a 4.5 mil defender, from game week like 5-6 onwards, he's obviously a really good option that I could have if need be, if I get any like injuries or anything like that. So yeah, this is what the team kind of looks like on paper. But as I say, I do have a mil in the bank, which I'm really surprised at, to be fair, because I actually really, really like this squad, like how it is at the moment. And I think going into game week 1 with a mil in the bank could be very, very beneficial. But again, this would probably change my goalkeeper at some point. I just don't really know, like, out of goalkeeper options, who to really bring in. Like, obviously I can't bring in Ramsdale because I've already got triple Arsenal. I don't really want to play a 5.5 mil keeper like Alisson or Edison or anything like that. I just don't think it's worth it. So yeah, I think I'm probably not going to really change that. If he is going to be the number 1 for Brentford, I'm probably going to keep Flecken. And then for midfield, again, I've got 8.5 mil I can spend on that Grealish spot. But again, there's not really any decent options. Like, I can't bring in any more Arsenal. And then apart from that, like I say, there's maybe Maddison. I don't have enough for Son. I think Son would be a great option if I could get 0.5 from somewhere. I technically could. I could downgrade Botman to another 4 mil defender and just have like Son in there, which I think could be quite decent. Obviously, I could drop it down to Mbeumo, but then I just don't really know what I'd do with the other funds and stuff, because I wouldn't have enough to bring in Trent or anything. So I don't really know what I'd do with that extra 2 mil in the bank. It just doesn't really seem worth it. And I think that Grealish, even though Mbeumo I think is a really good shout and a really good pick, I think Grealish will definitely be better. But yeah, if I could get 5.5 mil from somewhere, I could easily get Son in this as well. Now I think that's a pretty decent midfield. Again, we don't know how they're going to line up. We don't know if Son's going to have a great season. But I think 9 mil, you know, this is a previous Golden Boot winner. Yeah, fair play. He didn't have a great season last season, but you know, if he starts really, really well and he starts getting that form that he showed in that Golden Boot season, you know, he's going to be an absolute steal. For 9 mil as well, I think it'd be a really good bargain. But again, I would have to drop 0.5 somewhere. I'm obviously only option is really Botman into another 4 mil defender, which really hurts my bench because obviously, I mean, Bell I think should be a starter. Surridge definitely isn't a starter, and I could actually see the selling Surridge as well in this window. And then obviously if I have another 4 mil defender, that's a really, really weak bench. So yeah, I'd have to kind of hope that nothing bad happens, and I'd also have like nothing in the bank as well. So as much as I would love Son in my team, again, Maddison is also an option if I wanted to. And to be fair, I feel like Maddison will probably be on like set pieces as well. And that's, again, still gives me like 1 mil to play around with in the back. So this is the one option that I'm definitely wanting to change around. I'm not really too sure who to bring in. But yeah, all in all, I actually quite like this team at the moment. I think this is probably the best draft I've come up with so far. I really like the midfield. It looks really, really strong. The up top looks strong. The back looks strong. And yeah, the goalkeeper, which again, I've got a mil in the bank, so that could easily change into a 5 mil keeper if need be. So yeah, I quite like the look of this draft. This is definitely one that I'm probably holding on to for a bit now, but again, we'll have to wait for some more information. Again, transfers can happen, injuries, preseason, whatever. But as of right now, this is my Game Week 1 draft. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment, what is your Game Week 1 team looking like? Make sure to send me your teams as well on my Twitter. It's in the description down below, and I definitely will rate some of them in a video, hopefully soon. And yeah, make sure to join the league as well. The code is in the description. That's everything from me. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.